The Song of the Silent Mountain. Long ago, nestled at the foot of a serene mountain, lay a small village. The villagers lived a simple life, tilling the land and reaping its bounty. Yet, they lived in the shadow of the mountain, a silent giant whose peak was hidden by clouds. Its mysteries unknown. The villagers called it the Silent Mountain, and they respected it, believing it to be the dwelling place of the spirits. One day, a wandering monk named Koan arrived in the village. He was a practitioner of Zen, seeking enlightenment through meditative contemplation. He had heard tales of the Silent Mountain and believed that the tranquility of the mountain would provide him the perfect environment for his spiritual quest. Koan sought permission from the village head to meditate on the mountain. The village head, a wise old man named Hiroshi, agreed, but he warned Koan about the silence of the mountain. "The mountain is silent, monk," he said. "It has been silent for centuries. It does not like to be disturbed." Unfazed by the warning, Koan proceeded to the mountain. He found a small clearing near a stream and decided to meditate there. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months, but Koan found no enlightenment. He could not understand why. The environment was serene, the mountain was silent, but enlightenment eluded him. One day, a villager named Yuki visited Koan. She had heard about his quest and was curious. She found Koan meditating by the stream, his face etched with frustration. "Why are you so troubled?" she asked. Koan replied, "I have been meditating for months, but enlightenment eludes me. I have sought silence, but I find no peace." Yuki thought for a moment and then asked, "What do you hear right now?" "I hear the silence of the mountain," replied Koan. "No," said Yuki, "listen carefully." Koan closed his eyes and listened. He heard the rustling of leaves, the chirping of birds, the babbling of the stream, and the whisper of the wind. "There is no silence," said Yuki, "only the song of the mountain. You are trying to find peace in silence, but peace lies in harmony. You are a part of the mountain's song, not apart from it." Koan was struck by Yuki's words. He realized that he had been seeking silence, isolating himself from the world around him. But there was no isolation, only interconnectedness. He was part of the world, part of the mountain, part of the song. Embracing this understanding, Koan began to meditate again. But this time, he did not seek silence. He listened to the song of the mountain, felt the rhythm of the world around him. He realized that the mountain was not silent. It was alive with sounds, with life, each sound a part of a harmonious symphony. And then, in that moment of realization, Koan found enlightenment. He understood that he was not separate from the world around him, but a part of it. He was not a solitary entity seeking silence, but an integral part of the harmonious song of existence. Koan returned to the village and shared his enlightenment with the villagers. Hiroshi, the village head, was pleased. "You have understood the song of the Silent Mountain," he said. "You have found the harmony that lies not in silence, but in the symphony of life." From that day forward, the villagers no longer called it the Silent Mountain. They called it the Singing Mountain. And Koan stayed in the village, teaching the villagers the Zen philosophy of harmony and interconnectedness. He taught them to listen to the song of the mountain, to understand their place in the world. And the villagers, in turn, found peace and happiness in the understanding of their connection to the world around them. The Song of the Silent Mountain is a Zen story that reminds us of the interconnectedness of all things. It teaches us that we are not separate entities seeking individual peace, but parts of a harmonious whole. It reminds us to listen to the world around us, to understand our role in it, and to find peace in that understanding. The story is inspired by the Zen philosophy of non-duality, which emphasizes the interconnectedness of all things. It challenges the notion of individuality and isolation, inviting us to see ourselves as part of a greater whole. The Silent Mountain symbolizes the illusion of separateness, while its song represents the harmonious symphony of existence. The transformation of koan's understanding reflects the shift from a dualistic perspective to a non-dualistic one, a key aspect of Zen philosophy. The story also emphasizes the importance of active engagement with the world in the pursuit of enlightenment. Rather than seeking silence or isolation, we should seek to understand and engage with the world around us. This reflects the Zen idea of zazen, or seated meditation, where the practitioner is fully alert and engaged with their surroundings, rather than detached or withdrawn. In our modern world, we often feel isolated and disconnected, not just from each other but from nature itself. We seek solace in silence, believing that peace comes from withdrawal from the world. However, this story reminds us that true peace and enlightenment come from understanding our interconnectedness with the world and each other. It invites us to listen to the song of our environment, the rustling of leaves, the babbling of a stream, the chirping of birds, and recognize these as manifestations of the same life force that exists within us. It encourages us to see ourselves not as separate entities in a silent world, but as integral parts of a harmonious symphony. Furthermore, the character of Yuki represents the wisdom that often lies within our communities and the people around us. The story reminds us that wisdom and enlightenment are not merely the pursuits of monks or spiritual practitioners, but can be found in our everyday interactions and experiences. Overall, the Song of the Silent Mountain is a call to shift our perspective from isolation to interconnectedness, from silence to harmony. It is an invitation to engage with our world with a sense of wonder and appreciation, recognizing our place within the larger symphony of existence. After listening to this story, you might feel inspired to reevaluate your own relationship with the world around you. You might be encouraged to seek out connections and harmony over isolation and silence. Perhaps you will be more attentive to the song of your surroundings, finding peace and contentment in the understanding that you are an integral part of this beautiful, interconnected world. In a broader sense, the story also serves as a metaphor for our collective existence. As a society, we can sometimes feel isolated and disconnected. But the tale of the Silent Mountain reminds us that we are all interconnected, part of a larger community. It invites us to seek out harmony and understanding, rather than division and discord. This could inspire us to strive for a more harmonious, understanding, and interconnected world. May the Song of the Silent Mountain guide us towards peace, harmony, and interconnectedness.